Welcome to this tutorial on Seesaw. We are going to enter Seesaw, our learning platform, in Conrad Weiser Elementary K-4 by using Clever. Clever is a single sign-on application that allows students to log in one time and have access to many different pieces of software. What we're going to look for on the student iPad is a blue C. Now, before you start clicking on the blue C, make sure you find the QR code supplied to you by your teacher. If your son or daughter is using a Google login, they may decide not to use the QR code, but log in with Google. The QR code makes it very easy. Using the QR code, when you click on the blue C for Clever, you will be asked or prompted to scan the QR code. The camera on your iPad may be facing you. The camera may be facing away from you. If the camera is facing you, hold up your QR code in front of the iPad so the camera can see the QR code. It should be able to sense it, scan it, and take you into Clever. Once you get into Clever, then you want to find the Seesaw app. I'm going to show you what the Seesaw app looks like in Clever. It's right here. However, what you're going to notice as I very slowly scroll up the page is that the Seesaw app may be at the very bottom of the page in Clever. As I scroll down, I see I may have it favorited, and we can do that. When I scroll to the very bottom, I have the district apps. And because it's alphabetical, Seesaw shows up somewhere down near the very bottom. Here is Seesaw. If I click on the heart, it will then place that Seesaw app up in my favorites a little further up and make it easier to find. What I'm going to do is click on the Seesaw app. As a student, when you do so, it's going to take you into your class in Seesaw. This is the platform in Seesaw. In Seesaw, you're going to see your name in the upper left-hand corner. If you click on your name, you will see all the classes that you have. You won't just see your homeroom. You're going to see your specials. You're going to see your homeroom. And you may see other classes that you might be taking part in. If you want to access those classes, all you need to do is click on your name and click on that class. It will take you to that different class so you can find the information for that particular class. Over on the right side, we have a journal. The journal is where finished work will show up. Once you have handed it in, your teacher has accepted it and handed it back, it will then be placed into your journal. There may be different folders in your journal. There may be a folder for math. There may be a folder for language arts. There may be many folders where your work is distributed. The next tab over is going to be Activities. Activities is where you're going to see any activity that is due. Your teacher may assign it and schedule it. It may show up the next morning. It may show up 2 days from now. It will probably show up when your teacher tells you it's going to show up. Now, an activity can be accomplished by clicking Add Response, but we'll get back to that. I want to first go over to the inbox. The inbox is where you might find your messages. There is one message here. This message tells me to join a Zoom link at a scheduled time for special tech ed. It could be for a special in music. It could be for a special in physical education. There are several specials that you're going to have that you must attend along with your homeroom Zoom and homeroom class. When you see a Zoom link like this one here, that will be the Zoom link for that class. Most teachers will use the same Zoom link all the time. So if you find the Zoom link for that class in your notifications, in your messages, if you find that Zoom link in your activities, it's more than likely going to be the same Zoom link. Your teacher will tell you whether it is or it isn't. Now, let's go over to activities. In activities, I see that same Zoom link in the instructions. That same Zoom link may also appear in the activity when I click Add Response. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Add Response to take a look at the activity. Now, here again, I see another version of the Zoom link. It's actually the same Zoom link. Now, I've been talking a lot about Zoom. We're going to cover Zoom in another video, but Zoom is where your teacher is going to tell you how to accomplish your activities and what you need to do during your class time. It's very important that if you're able to, that you join the Zoom at your scheduled time. Most teachers will be letting you know with announcements and in the activity what time your Zoom meeting is for your particular class. Let's take a look at the activity. Now, up in the top, we have an X. If I wanted to close the activity, I could close it and delete it. I'm going to get to that later. I also have a view instructions. This is probably the most important thing to look for, if there are any. Sometimes the instructions will be right on the page. Sometimes you'll have to click the view instructions to find them. There may be instructions that are in audio, where you press a play button and listen. There may be instructions that are video, where you press a play button and watch a video. Then you can actually get into the activity and accomplish what you need to accomplish. Now, this particular page has many things on it. It has a picture, it has text, it has some arrows, and we're going to go to the next page, which will be blank, and I can show you where you as a student could start taking part in an activity. We are not going to click the green check. The green check should only be checked when the entire activity is complete. If you need to stop working and come back, the draft button is the button that you would choose to save as a draft. Let's go to page 2 by clicking on page 2. On page 2, I have the ability to click the text box to type some sample text. Now, when I click outside of the box, I see some tools. I see 3 dots. If I click on the 3 dots, I have different styles, links. I can lock, duplicate, or delete the text box if I don't like it. I have a record button, which allows me to start recording. I have a camera button. It allows me to take a photo, video, or upload a photo or video, or possibly another file. I have another 3 dots on the left side where I have shapes that can be added I have a background choice, and I can also add a link to a website. On the bottom, I have a voice caption where I can record a small caption of possibly how I gathered an answer or anything that I want to add to accompany the picture that I'm drawing. I'm going to take a look at these tools right here. The first tool is a pencil, and I'm going to use that one primarily. When I click on the pencil a second time, it lets me choose the thickness of my pencil. It's always good to determine what you want to do before you start working. I see that that pencil is very thin, so I'm going to maybe choose a thicker pencil. I can use my undo button at any time. Notice that the redo button, which is right next to it, doesn't really appear until you've undone something. Now that I have my pencil showing, I'm going to use my color picker. And I know most of you have been looking at the color picker the entire time. As I gradually move the color bar on the right side up and down by moving the circle, I see the circle and the pencil itself on the bottom, right here, actually will change as I drag the color. When I find the perfect color that I want to use, then I let go and I can begin drawing using that color. I can also change my text color and the shapes to the color using the color bar. Now, if I need to add a page for my teacher, I can click the Add a Page button and add more drawing or information that I need to add. Remember, if it's taking you too long and you need to get back to it, you would click the Draft button, not the Submit button. You would only click the Submit button once you're done with your activity. Once you're done with your activity, you're now going to see your work in your journal. Your teacher will then possibly comment and return the work to you once they have reviewed it. It is possible that your teacher may ask you to clarify something or do something further with the activity. The first activities you're going to do are most likely going to be fairly simple so that you're able to get them done successfully. Now, there are a few things that you need to learn when you're working in Seesaw. One of those is the green plus. The only reason that you as a student are going to use the green plus is to post student work. As a teacher, I will see assign activity and send announcements. But as a student, you are only going to post student work using the green button. Other than that, you are just going to use the add response button to add a response to an assignment that your teacher gives you. Now, that has been a beginning tutorial on using Seesaw as a student.